Okay, so welcome, girls. Hello, welcome to business. I'll put it right here.
Hello.
I know I made you wake up a little bit early, but that's fine. It's not too early anyways, 9 o'clock. It's okay. So what we have for today is just basically going over the presentation that I shared with you on Monday or Sunday night, right? So let me find that and put it up here for you. So here it is. Oh, somebody wrote on WhatsApp. Hannah says she can't join the meeting in the link or meeting ID. Looney's back.
Yeah, I had to move because the internet was even worse. So
All right, there you are. Oh, there's Bahar. Hello, Bahar. Thanks for joining. And there's Hannah. So we got all the girls. Can I hear you? Hello?
yes.
Good. Bahar, can you say hello?
Hi.
Hi. It sounds like you just woke up. Well, welcome.
Yeah, I did.
Stay safe, girls. Today, Pavel, our doorman, gave me this. So every time you go to public transport, now you have to wear it. If you go into a store, anywhere, you have to wear something like that. Okay, so here we have the presentation for today. Yeah, Corona, what? So we're here in school and we just gotta deal with the situation at the moment. So first I'd like to ask you girls some questions about the first term in business. How was it? Did you feel okay? Was it too much work? Was it too little work? Do you feel like you're learning stuff? Are you getting good ideas of anything? So please go ahead and speak your mind about this.
You mean like the general work that we've been doing for the past week?
For the past
Or
trimester
trimester? Oh, trimester.
in business,
Okay.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're starting a new one and I want to know if there's something that you'd like me to change, if the teaching method, we need to change it somehow, or more work or less work, or more writing, less projects, or the other way around. So just want to get an idea how you're feeling.
Mm. Maybe sometimes there was not enough like time to understand certain terms that were a bit tougher,
Okay.
and it kind of made it hard to like catch up
Okay.
after that.
Okay.
But I don't know how we could like change that.
And you mean terms from like what I give you in the presentations that maybe are hard to
Yeah, because
understand?
it's like there's like a lot of them, and sometimes it's hard to process all of them at once.
Okay. We had quizzes at the beginning of the trimester. Did that help you or was that not helpful?
I think kind of, yeah. It was better because you kind of like had to learn it by heart
Okay.
and understand it.
All right. Do the other girls think?
Which quizzes?
The only ones that we had.
I thought the first one that it was like not graded.
Right. Okay, but anyways, like, were the quizzes helpful to learn the terms, or do you think it was not? And do you have any other ideas on how to learn the terms? Then I think we can just keep it. It seems like then, by what Looney is saying, that we'll just practice the terms a little bit more. And if we do have quizzes, then try to prepare a little bit more during class for that. Let me remind you that we have theme week in May, which I'm not sure exactly if we're still gonna be able to do it in the same week that we're planning. But we're doing films, and so of course the business team will have their extra work as well. kind of like
Okay.
managing and being able to carry out the event that we want to carry out. Basically, it's a film night where all the students will be presenting their films. Right. So think about what you want to be doing. If you want to be working on finances, or if you want to be working on marketing, or just supervising, or what is it that you want to be doing. We'll think of the roles. Anyways, this trimester is very focused on management. So I think it'll be good for us to be able to practice it during the theme week. Are there any questions so far?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now, the parallel project for this trimester, remember that at the end of the trimester, I want you to present or to turn in a work, a paper. And this time, it's what you did right now as a group, that all 5 of you worked in one business plan. You do the same, but you'll do it individually. All right. So it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. So please start ahead. Don't leave it for the last couple of weeks. You know by experience that that's not a good idea. So please try to start thinking about it since now. So what I'll be doing is throughout the trimester, I'll be giving you assignments that will be adding to your parallel project. Okay.
What do you mean adding?
So for example, you have to come up with a marketing plan for your own business. And so during the trimester, we'll talk about marketing plans, and I'll give you an assignment like either an essay or a presentation or something that is related to your parallel project, so that you can just pretty much include it afterwards.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that'll be it.
Really, really practical.
Sorry?
That sounds really practical.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, you know you can clap. If I say something really good, you can clap. You can do a reaction and clap.
How do you do that?
Like that, Bahar, you got it. Thank you. All right.
You can also raise hand or something.
You can raise your hand, yeah. If you can find it. I think it's harder on the phone, but on the computer it's pretty easy to find it. Yeah, you got it. Thank you, Bahar. Do you need to say anything? No. Okay, what else? That will be the parallel project. Now, word count for this, limitless. You worked right now on one that was 3,400 words, I think was the word count. Right, all 5 of you. If one person does this, you would get an A. This, everybody got around B plus on this one, okay? It was a pretty good work, but I think we can definitely do a lot better. And I put some comments. I put some comments on the Google Doc, and I also put some comments in PowerSchool, right? So then please look over them. You'll see your grades as well. If one person did this, it would definitely be an A. Sorry, Bahat?
For business plan or parallel project?
For the business plan, but your parallel project for term 2 is a business plan, right? So don't think that, oh, I'm going to write 1,500 words for your business plan. That might be too short, all right? You saw how much was written in that first draft that we did all together. And if you don't have any ideas on your own businesses, I put a couple of links for from YouTube that you can look up, and they're just like crazy ideas maybe that you could start your own business. And I think we have time to watch this one. See right here. Can everyone see it?
Yes.
I like this one. That could really work here. Looney can drive now, so she can do this one. All right, so these are just some ideas that, oh, I need to stop it. That could or could not work, but I mean, it's just to give you, again, some inspiration. All right, and then for the in-school business, so that was for your parallel project, and then for the in-school businesses, if you have ideas already, you can share them. But here's the plan. The idea is that each of you will present a business idea you will manage, right? And it'll happen in the next 3 months. I'll give you some money and you just gotta tell me how much you need, but you gotta pay me back. So next month, when we come back to school, we'll start presenting them and you can vote on which is the favorite one and we'll all work on that one that you vote for.
And for what we need the money?
Well, just like, you know, the capital or the seed money that you might need. If you want to organize an event, maybe you need to buy food or maybe you need to buy or rent a place or anything like that. Okay. So we can think of maybe 500 euros that you might need. And then that will be your costs. And remember that whatever you make on top of your costs, that will be your profit. And the good thing is that you will be able to keep your own profit. Okay. So we're not sending it back to the school. All I need back is that seed money that I'm giving you. Right. And so for when we come back, I really need you to work on your presentation skills so that we can have really cool presentations here. Hopefully you'll dress up nicely and be able to present it to your classmates so that you can impress them and have them vote for you. Any questions about that right now? Okay. Due date or timeline, this is anything before the trimester ends, okay? So it can be in June, it can be in May, it can be next week. Oh, well, not next week, but next month. All right, so now we can go into the lesson today. So we have, we're gonna start talking about what money is and how we handle it. Also how the governments can help or not help with people getting money. And we start off with this 4 basic functions of money. What does money do? Or what do we need it for? Right. So first one, it's a unit of account. So you got a question?
Yes, in 10 minutes I should have math.
10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 15 minutes.
9:30.
So, but we'll finish at 9:30. Yeah, I do have that planned.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, so basic functions of money are unit of account because everything is quoted in terms of money. So we all have prices. Everything has a price. Also, it's a medium of exchange. So with the money, we are able to satisfy our needs and wants. Money can also be a store of value. So you can keep the money at home or in your banks, etc. And then also it's a standard of deferred payment. That means that you can use it to pay something in the future, like loans. Do you have another question, Victoria?
No.
Your hand is still raised.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think it has. Oh.
There we go. Okay, so
Sorry.
really that's what we have money for, okay? So that we can buy things, or so that we can save, so that we can get loans and use it as capital, and also so that we can say how much things cost, right? And price is like the big divider. People who can't afford something, you know, it's what divides our society. If you don't have enough money to buy something, it's because you can't afford it. So then you're at a different level than somebody else, right? So this is what money is doing to us. Money then leads to a multiplier effect, which basically is that money creates more money. That's the idea, right? So for example, if we deposit money in the banks will use that to be able to help others expand their businesses, and they get money, etc., etc. Okay, so then that's the multiplier effect. Now, of course, this is ideal. It doesn't mean that it always happens, and doesn't mean that all businesses make money, etc. But this is the basic idea of the multiplier effect and what money does. So the multiplier effect is increase in one economic activity leading to greater economic output. That means that if I'm working, if I'm doing something with my money, it's going to help others be able to get money as well. And there's a reserve ratio. And for that, let me see if I can.
Is money a limited source?
Limited.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
Huh.
All right, let's see if I can.
So there's no infinite money, right?
Correct. Well, I don't know. So I guess some places will say there is infinite money because you can basically like print money or create money, but not necessarily. All right, let's see if I can share the, okay. So you see the iPod?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have the reserve ratio, and the reserve ratio is 1/R. Reserve means all the money that, no, thank you, Siri. Reserve means all the money that the banks have to keep in their vaults, right? So I'll say it again. Reserve means all the money that the banks have to keep in their vaults. If the banks have to keep very little money, that means that there is more money outside, which will then create more businesses and will create more money and will create the multiplier effect, make it bigger. If banks are forced to have a big reserve ratio, that means that the money has to go into the banks and not out to the people. And that can limit the multiplier effect. Do we get that? All right, so we have here, reserve, R is the reserve ratio. The smaller the ratio, the higher the multiplier. So if R is 0.1, then the multiplier is 10. And if we make this number smaller and smaller, remember that if we make the denominator smaller, then the fraction will mean more, will be of greater value. Are we following?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
So what happens if the reserve ratio is really high and the banks have to keep money in their vaults, what happens with the economy?
It's gonna go down.
Probably,
Less
right? Because people
opportunity
won't
in
have much
business.
money. Sorry?
Less opportunity in business making.
Exactly, yeah. And now we can think of times of crisis and we can think of this economy right now. And eventually we're gonna be talking about the Fed and the central bank as well. That'll be probably in the next lesson. But that we can see it right now. If the banks are forced to keep money in their vaults, then there's not going to be much out there, and the businesses might crumble. Mm-hmm. But if the banks are told to keep a small reserve ratio, then the businesses will be able to have more outside. Do we get it?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you do a thumbs up if you get it? Thank you, Bahar. All right, Hannah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. So, the plan for this week was that, let's look for Google Classroom. So go over the presentation, study it. This was yesterday. And then today, 9 a.m., the virtual class. And then Wednesday, work on your first assignment and turn it in. So we have to look at slide 16 of our presentation.
And so when do we have to like turn it in? Like in the morning or
I
whenever?
can make it due on Thursday. All right. So that on Thursday, when we meet again, because Thursday we have another call. When we meet again, then you will be able to talk about this. These are very easy points that you can just Google and find it. Just let me know which sources you used.
Mm-hmm.
So any questions about this?
It should be like a PowerPoint or like.
It can be. Yeah, it can be. It can be a PowerPoint because it's just really bullet points that you're finding.
The one with 30 points?
Yeah.
And it can be a Word document too?
As well, yes. And then on Thursday, we'll share our findings, all right? And that'll be worth 20 points when you share it. I don't have it here. And then on Friday, we'll do Market Watch. So on Thursday, we'll decide if we meet on Friday or not, or if you just want to do it on your own, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's about it for today. Let me just see if I can share once more the iPad. Because I see I made some sort of a mistake here. So yeah, so that's 1/10, this one. And then if the multiplier effect is if the ratio is 0.2, that means it's 1/1/5. Sorry about that. 1/1/5. And so the multiplier effect will be smaller. All right, so then the ratio, as the ratio increases, the multiplier effect gets smaller. I'll pick it up again next time. And okay. Thank you, Mahat. All right. That should be it, girls. Thank you for joining. And I hope you have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your classes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, see you. Bye-bye.
See you
Bye.
Thursday. Bye.